And everyone gets to go home. My brother and I will finally go home. You can't trick me anymore. Stop lying. Everyone has already written your name down, Elena. Your little game is finally over. Chloe's screaming grew more hysterical with every word, and my heart sank into absolute despair. Chloe, in all the years we've been friends, have I ever lied to you about anything? I'm telling you the truth right now. The liar isn't me, it's your brother. Brian Lane died 20 years ago. He is the one spreading lies. If he were still a living human, why did he appear outside earlier and brutally murder Vanessa? He isn't a living person anymore. He has become a monster haunting this school. Every single student from those 20-year-old classes is a malicious entity now. You would rather trust a monster you just met for 5 minutes over the decade of love and friendship we shared, Chloe. Your own stupidity is going to kill you. You idiot. You absolute fool. By the end of my rant, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, hot tears streaming down my face. The cold calculations were entirely gone, replaced by a profound, agonizing grief. I didn't know if I was crying because my best friend betrayed me, or because I knew she was about to die because of me. But none of it mattered anymore. The school bell rang out, loud and resonant. The death knell had sounded for everyone in the room. Chapter 12. When the proctor materialized at the podium this time, her face was no longer rigid or cold. She was radiant, her eyes filled with absolute triumph. The students held their breath, waiting for her to announce my execution. To their surprise, Nora slowly clapped her hands, smiling warmly at the crowd. Excellent work, everyone. Truly excellent. The student with the highest number of votes is Elena Hunt, with a total of 15 votes. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Nora's voice paused, and then the skin on her face suddenly slid off entirely, revealing the horrific, bloody muscle underneath. Her voice dropped into a gravelly, demonic rasp as she stared at the terrified class. My dear students, thank you for your hard work. The exam is officially over. And as a reward for your efforts, you all get to stay here for eternity. Before anyone could process her words, dozens of razor-sharp bone spikes violently erupted from Nora's body, shooting across the room like spears. Ah. No. Please. Why is this happening? The rules said we would go free. Save me. Elena, please save me. Chloe's desperate shrieks echoed in my ears, but a second later, I watched a massive spike impale her straight through the chest. Blood poured from her lips as her body was pinned violently to the wall. She gasped for air, her eyes locking onto mine with a mixture of betrayal and agony, before going completely limp. She was trapped here forever, just like her brother. I stared at her corpse, my hands shaking uncontrollably as I forced the words out of my mouth. You brought this on yourself, Chloe. You brought this on yourself. But the lie tasted like ash. I knew the truth. To save my own skin, I had actively facilitated the slaughter of my entire class. A sharp snap echoed through the room. The blood, the gore, and the mutilated corpses instantly vanished, leaving the classroom pristine and spotless. The rows of empty desks were the only proof of the massacre that had just occurred. Congratulations, little sister, Nora's voice echoed warmly. You have won the backstabbing game. Now, tell me, Elena, do you trust me? Do you trust your sister? Completely staring into the void, I swallowed my grief and nodded. I trust you, Nora. I will always trust you. Hearing my answer, a beautiful, genuine smile spread across her face. Thank you, Elena. Thank you so much. Nora walked down from the podium and gently took my hand in hers. Her horrific appearance began to shift, melting away until she looked exactly like the beautiful girl in the old photographs. She shared my face. She looked at me with immense tenderness. A brilliant door of white light materialized out of thin air at the front of the classroom. Nora held my hand tightly, leading me forward into the light. I closed my eyes, believing that this horrific nightmare was finally over. Chapter 13. Nora's diary. Years later, ever since that tragic mass disappearance occurred at the old campus, my parents immediately packed up our lives and moved us far away from Riverside. The old campus of Riverside High was permanently sealed off, declared a high-hazard restricted zone. As the sole survivor of Senior Class 1, I was hounded by endless media requests and interview offers, but my parents fiercely shielded me, rejecting every single one of them. When coordinating with the police investigation, I gave them a simple, consistent story. On the day of the exam, I had fainted from severe menstrual cramps inside the restroom stall. By the time I woke up and stumbled back to the classroom, everyone was gone. The room was empty, leaving nothing but blank exam papers on the desks. The entire student body of Senior Class 1 had vanished without a trace. It wasn't until the aftermath that I discovered the most terrifying detail. The school administration had never scheduled a mock exam at the old campus that day. All the other senior classes had taken their exams safely at the new campus. No one could explain why our class was sent to the old building, who unlocked the gates, or who printed and distributed those twisted test papers. I lost my classmates, my school, and my best friend Chloe in a single day. The grief still catches up to me sometimes. But my mother keeps telling me that my survival was a miracle, that someone must have been watching over me from the shadows. She says that when I start university, I'll make plenty of new friends and start fresh. The future is bright, and Elena Hunt needs to stay strong. After all, escaping from Riverside High was something I had been looking forward to for a very, very long time. Chapter 14. The true backstabbing game. Elena's real ending. When I opened my eyes, I expected to see the sunlight of the real world. I expected to be free from the curse of Riverside High. But reality shattered into an absolute nightmare. I found myself floating in a vast, terrifying void of pure, endless white. No doors, no windows, no exits. Just an infinite expanse of nothingness, and me. Nora. Nora. Where are you? I screamed into the void. My voice echoed back into the silence. No one answered. Suddenly, a cold, mechanical broadcast boomed from the heavens, echoing inside my skull. Attention, Proctor number 444. Your next exam cycle will commence in 3,650 hours. Location: Riverside High, Senior Class 1. Exam question: Who betrayed Elena Hunt? Exam answer: Nora Hunt. Hearing the broadcast, my eyes widened in absolute horror. The next second, my eyeballs violently dislodged from their sockets, floating away into the white void. My flesh began to dissolve, peeling back to reveal gleaming, skeletal bone underneath. I was alive, but I was trapped in a state far worse than death. A massive influx of forbidden knowledge and memories violently flooded my brain, and in that horrifying moment, the ultimate truth crystallized. Nora didn't lie about the rules. She had been completely honest. I survived, yes. But the person who walked out of that school wearing my clothes wasn't Elena Hunt. It was Nora. From the very beginning, her target wasn't the class. It was me. The backstabbing game was never about tricking the students. It was a flawless, sadistic trap designed to break my mind, to force me into a state of absolute despair until I willingly surrendered my soul and trust to her. And in the end, she violently stabbed me in the back. Family would never hurt family. What a pathetic, naive joke. In a realm like this, when up against absolute freedom, what does family blood even mean? At Riverside High, there are no survivors. Only monsters. My sister lied to me, just like Chloe's brother lied to her. If I had figured out the puzzle earlier, if I had convinced the entire class to write the dead as the collective answer, we might have had a real chance to break the loop and escape together. But we were too foolish. We were nothing but playthings in her hands. Nora was infinitely more cunning and sadistic than the 443 proctors before her. She never intended for anyone to guess the true answer. Yet, she followed her rules to the letter. She didn't lie. When she laid out the terms of the backstabbing game, her words were entirely literal. This is a game where Elena Hunt is guaranteed absolute victory. Elena Hunt won the game, and as a reward, she gets to live forever as the new, immortal proctor of this living hell. While Nora stole my face, stole my identity, and walked out into the sunlight, leaving me behind in the dark forever.